Hey guys, thank you so much for being understanding and realizing why I have to switch this call to today. This is one of my favorite things that I do, is sharing my story, is because it's powerful. I think it's so good for you guys to know where I was, my thought process. Like, the girl you see today didn't sign up as a coach. Who you see today is the result of coaching. It's the result of um, evolving myself and jumping into an opportunity that, excuse the language, scared the shit out of me. And I did anyway. It was, I heard this quote last night at church and I loved it. And it was, we make decisions on who we are and who we think we are. And sometimes we need to make decisions on who we want to become and who we see ourselves becoming. And it stuck with me last night, and it really made me think about this journey, because when I said yes to being a Beachbody coach, when I said yes to starting my own business and doing this whole thing, it was out of character. It was not part of my identity. It was completely unrelated to anything I had ever hoped or dreamed that I would be doing. Mine is helping people on their health and fitness. So I made a decision, not because of who I was or what I thought myself to be, but because I wanted something more for myself. And in order to get more for yourself or your family, your career, your fitness, your health, your nutrition, to get different results than you've been getting, you have to do something a little bit different. You have to do something out of character to grow into that character. And we talked a lot about identity last night, and it just was resonating with me so much with Beachbody and just how I have evolved and how this opportunity, this vehicle, has helped me become me today. And it's through 4 vital behaviors that you'll learn about as you become a coach, and how those 4 vital behaviors, and continuously doing them and consistently doing them every single day, has brought me to who you see today, the girl you see on social media, the person I am, the mom that I am, the wife that I can be, is because of these 4 vital behaviors that I've been asked to do as a coach. And so today I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about my past, why I said no for 2 years, why I ultimately ended up saying yes, what's changed in my life, and how we kick off your business and the next steps after you enroll. Because I think sometimes that's part of the scary part, is we don't know what to expect after we submit that enrollment. So a little bit about me. I am from Michigan, born and raised here. Super athletic in high school, did our middle school, got into high school and decided that I was done with sports due to some various things, and started hanging out with the wrong crowd of people. And that's really ultimately when my eating disorders and body image issues and all that kind of stuff started. I was super active, and then I went to nothing active and drinking and not taking care of myself. And I ended up gaining a little bit of weight. I don't even know how much, but I can look back at pictures and see a difference in my physique and that. And then, so that kind of catapulted this non-eating, being scared of food, treating my body differently in that way during my junior, senior, freshman year of college. So I really struggled with that stuff for a long time, and I won't go too far into detail on that, but know that that was a huge piece of my life going into fitness, ultimately, because I needed to find a way to work out that wasn't constantly running, because I was running to punish myself. I wasn't running for health. I was running to run off all of the calories. So I ended up joining in a personal trainer, and worked with her and fell in love with strength training during my college years. And that ultimately led me to get my degree in health and fitness in college. So my degree is in health and fitness, exercise science, health and fitness instruction. I went into personal training after that, and did personal training up in Traverse City, Michigan. And then Matt and I moved down to Florida, where I landed what I used to call my dream job as corporate wellness. And I loved my job. I loved my coworkers. I was contracted into energy company down there. So I worked for a health and fitness corporation and then they contracted our company to work with this company down in Florida. And we ran their wellness site, and it was so fun, but I worked a lot of hours. I worked 40 hours in my desk job as a health and wellness with a lot of computer work. And then I would personal train at night, personal train in the morning, teach classes on the weekend or after work. So I was ultimately working like 50 to 55 hours a week, making like $33,000 to $35,000 a year. Not fantastic benefits, not a whole ton of time off. And I remember just thinking like, okay, this is it, unless I want to go and get my master's to do more paperwork. Like I looked at my boss and I'm like, you're not even doing more with health and fitness. You're doing more with managing people in health and fitness. And I feel like you don't need a fitness background to do those things. You need a management background. You need the fitness people on the field. So I just kind of fell out of love with that, but I still loved my job and doing what I was doing. It just wasn't something that I was going to be able to do as a mom. So I had the twins, and I ended up staying home with them. So I quit my job, and the plan was to always go back to personal training a couple days a week. But with Matt's job and traveling and 2 kids and nursing, kind of learned the reality of motherhood, and that just dropping in at 5:30 a.m. to pick up a personal training client wasn't exactly the easiest thing to do. So I remember 2 years previous, so in 2011, my upline and one of my best friends now, Meg, reached out to me about coaching. And at that time, I had no kids. Matt and I were newly married, and I had no job. And I totally regret saying no, because I'm like, man, what a difference it would have made. But God does everything for good. And there was a very good reason that I did not say yes at that point in time, and it was totally fine. So, but I remember her asking me about coaching and why I was not a coach, since I was doing Insanity and my degree was in exercise science. And I was like, what is this thing? So I Googled it, and I was like, absolutely not. I am not doing this. I'm not doing an MLM. I had done 2 before, and not my thing. I'm not doing this. And I just said no. And I ignored her. And she says she sent me Shakeology samples, but I have yet to receive them. But I just said no, and I kind of ignored her, but I silently followed her on social media for years. 2 years. I watched her quit her nutrition job at the Y. I watched her get engaged on a free trip to her now husband. That the trip was through Beachbody, as she earned. I watched her just explode her business. I watched her turn her love and joy for health and fitness and using these programs and products to change her life, not only physically, but financially. And I look at her today and I'm like, man, girl, you did it. Like, she is killing it. She's home with her kids now. So they got engaged, they got married, and now she has 2 kids, and she can be home and present with them. And I love that for her. And if being a stay-at-home mom but wanting to work is something that is important to you and you value, this is an opportunity. If you don't have kids yet, because I know people were listening to the recording and all different kinds of walks of life, if you don't have kids yet and that's a dream of yours, this opportunity can get you there if you're willing to put in a little work, a little hustle, and be consistent with it. It could do that for you. So anyways, I remember it was about 3.5, 4 months after I had the twins, and I just felt kind of lonely. I felt like kind of let down. I loved being home with my kids. They were born early, and I was so grateful that I did not have to worry about maternity leave and that kind of stuff, and that Matt's job could allow me to stay home. But I just felt like something was missing in my life. I just felt unfulfilled. I felt like the day, it was Groundhog's Day, it was the same over and over again. And I just needed something for me. I just needed something else to focus on other than the kids and laundry and housework, and just something to kind of bring a bright light into my day. And so I started doing my workouts. I started posting them on social media because we were now in Florida, away from family. And I had a few people ask me what I was doing, and they ended up purchasing Insanity. So I remember going back to Meg and being like, okay, we're clearly doing the same program, but you are earning an income and changing your life. And I'm over here just posting on social media, not getting paid for doing what you're doing. So I listened to a webinar much like this, but with PowerPoints and about an hour long and the whole shebang. And I remember thinking, like, I am so petrified to do this. What are people going to think? what are people going to think about an MLM and me posting workout videos and sweaty selfies and my food and water and all this stuff? And I was super hesitant, but at the same time, I just saw something. I felt something, and I was like, I gotta go with this. So I asked my best friend, I asked Matt, and I was like, what do you guys think? And they both just said, is it gonna make you happy? Do you think you could be good at it? Do you think you could enjoy it? And the answers to those questions were yes, yes, yes. And so ultimately I decided the worst thing that can happen is that I fail, is that I don't help anybody, I don't make any money, and then I'm right back to where I was. So what do I have to lose? Nothing. So I went all in, and I went on the trainings. I listened to what Meg told me to do. When Meg told me to do it, I did it. If I didn't understand it, I asked questions. And when she told me to post on social media, I posted on social media. When she told me to invite 3 people or friend 3 new people, I friended 3 new people. And I will teach you how to do that in your network on Instagram and your network on Facebook. So all of that stuff is learned through the trainings that we take you through as coaches. So I jumped in, and I have not missed a month of helping 3 people since I started. I jumped in with 2 feet, and I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in and I'm going to give it real effort, and I'm going to try. I don't want to say this is not for me if I'm not putting my best foot forward. And that doesn't mean a lot of time. That doesn't mean I'm attached to my phone. It just means when I was working and I was doing the activities that required me to move my business forward and help more people. So I signed up, I did it, I did my thing, and my life has never been the same since. I mean it when I say that the girl you see today, the girl that's talking to you right now, would never have done this video, would never have felt confident in doing this video, but I just have grown into me. I feel like this company, this business, this journey, and Bob Heilig, who is one of my favorite mentors, says it. Network marketing is a self-development plan with a compensation plan attached to it. And if you go all in with this business and you do the 4 vital behaviors, you are a product of the product. So you're following the nutrition, you're drinking your shake, you're using the performance sign, you're following through with programs and completing them, and you're reading your personal development, which again, I have a list to help you. Like, I don't just give everyone the same recommendations for personal development, because we're all struggling with something a little bit different. But doing your reading, helping you write affirmations, and just so personal development, part of the product, sharing your journey on social media. So sharing your Instagram stories, sharing on Instagram posts and Facebook posts, but then taking it one step further and connecting with the people who are engaging with you, who are liking your posts and watching your videos. And that for me was the scariest part. But it also created community for me as a new mom. It also created community for, I have coaches who are going through college, nursing school, or are nurses. And so they started building community of like-minded people, whether they were a new mom, mom of toddlers, mom of kids, or they were a newlywed, or they were newly engaged, or they were doing a job transition and getting a promotion. Like, we have coaches of all different walks of life. And our job is to help you reach the people that are going through a similar life phase that you are. Okay. So you might see me connecting with a ton of moms, or you might have connected with me for something. There was something that stuck out to you about my story or my discipline or my routine that you wanted a piece of. And now you are on your way to finding that and sharing that with other people. You are on your way to, some of you have been doing programs. You've completed 1 or 2 programs. Like, you're doing it. Now share it and help people see how you've overcome the obstacles and routines that you've had in your life. So, I jumped in. I was happy to do it. I knew it would make me happy. I knew that I could be good at it, but I was hesitant what people would think, what did I have to share? How would I be able to fit it in? But I decided that those were things that I could figure out and learn along the way. I just needed to know, did I believe in myself enough to give this a try? And I did. So I went in, and now, I'm in the best shape of my life. You guys, I have 4 kids, and I feel better about my body now than I did before I met Matt. Before I was 20, or before I was 19. I met Matt when I was 19, and I feel better about me now than I did then. So I'm the healthiest. I'm the healthiest with food that I've ever been. I'm actually eating more than I ever have in my life. I have overcome those mindset hurdles of my body image and eating through personal development and through learning about nutrition through our programs and products. The Portion Fix was a great start for me. And then going into To Be Mindset was even better, learning about the emotional connections with food. Financial, crazy. And I just like to share this story because I hope it comes off relatable. So when I first started this business, my goal was like $400 a month. If I can make $400 a month, eventually this business was going to be super successful in my eyes. I was going to be rocking it, right? $400 a month, it can be life-changing. $200 a month can be make it or break it for today's average family. Extra $200 a month can make it or break it. Okay, so my goal was like a babysitter, date night, and pay for my Shakeology or pay for a new program that month or whatever the case may be. So I started off with that goal. And then when I hit that goal, I actually don't remember the first time I did $400 a month, but I do remember I started in March, and by December of that same year, I made it a goal to earn $500 in 1 week, and I did it on the very last week that we got paid in 2013. So by the end of 2013, let's call it, I was making about $300 to $400 per week in my business by working 1 to 2 hours a day consistently and showing up doing the things that I needed to do. So once I made that goal, I started making a little bit bigger goals, paying my mortgage in 1 week or 1 month. And then it was pay my mortgage in 1 week. And then it was the kids' tuition. Can I pay the kids' preschool tuition, their monthly preschool tuition with 1 week paycheck? We were down in Florida, 2 kids, so it was a little hefty. But I started to make those small goals, and I started focusing on those financial things that would help us. And then it was paying for Disney passes. And I just started to see all of these little things that we were able to do because of this business. We didn't have to plan ahead for trips. Like, we didn't have to do all of this budgeting, which isn't bad. I'm not saying we don't budget. I'm just saying that if we wanted to take a weekend away, we had the funds. It wasn't something we had to say no to. We had the financial means right there. We weren't putting it on a credit card. We could pay for it in full. But one of the coolest opportunities financially that this business has helped us do is move from Florida back to Michigan. So for those of you who don't know, we were down in Florida. We had the 3 kids, and then I got pregnant with Lincoln. And Hayden and Lincoln are a product of this business. Hayden and Lincoln are a product of getting up in the morning and reading my Bible and having quiet time and doing Miracle Morning. These habits are not just going to change your physical self, but they're going to change the blueprint of your life, because you are going to learn to be intentional. You are going to learn you. And so that's a whole nother story for a different day. But we got pregnant with Lincoln. And I always said if we had 4 kids, we were moving back to Michigan. I just never thought I was going to have 4 kids. So it's September. Or it's August, we find out we're pregnant, and I'm like, Matt, we're going. Like, I'm with as much as you travel and the kids getting older and events and activities, I need help. We need people, we need family. We're missing birthdays and holidays and celebrations and just the day to day. And I'm ready to go. So Matt ended up, my plan was June, after Lincoln arrived, the kids would finish school and we'd move in the summer after he was born. So Matt actually, there's so much to the story, but Matt actually got an opportunity to take the job that he had in Florida and move it up to Michigan, but they needed him to start in November. So that left us 2 months to sell our Florida house and find a home here, pack up a house, do the regular day-to-day. I'm super pregnant, and Matt is working both territories. Now he's flying back and forth to Michigan and Florida to work both jobs, and we're trying to house hunt, and our house is not selling. Our house is not moving, like, at all. And it started to get smaller and smaller as we were getting ready to move. And we ended up falling in love with the house that we are in now, and we put in an offer with the close date of January 1st. So we put in the offer around Halloween, like end of September, beginning of October. And they accepted, and we were good to go. That was a whole other God story. But financially, we were like, okay, we can do this. Like, we have 3 months to sell our house. This is totally fine. we did not sell our house. So on December 16, we drove out of Florida and we drove to Michigan with the anticipation to close on this house and own 3 homes at one time. And because we have a Traverse City rental. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because we were denied the loan if we did not sell our Florida house to purchase this house. And I'm just Matt's salary. And I'm like, you know what? We need to put Beachbody on here. We need to use my salary to do this. And we did. We could put my income and take it as part of what we are bringing into our home. And we were able to purchase this house. So I always look back and I'm like, man, like I may not be at the top. I may not be, earning millions of dollars, but the money that I am earning has impacted our family like crazy. Guys, without that, this move would have been a completely stressed, like a whole different vibe. We moved in here. So now we had the Michigan home mortgage, and we have a family of 6. So I'll just leave it at that. We don't have a small house. We had on the Michigan house, the Florida house, to pay for monthly mortgages, insurance, keep up, maintenance, pool maintenance down there, lawn. We were still showing it. So we were still having to keep everything on and running and look nice. And then our Traverse City home, we rent out, but that renter was getting ready to leave in January. So we were like, oh my gosh, we could have 3 mortgages. And yes, it sucks and it's scary and it was like not ideal circumstances. But the financial stress was not there because this income would have covered all of it per month. It would have been okay with this Beachbody income, and we can live off of that. And the only reason I tell you this is because I remember thinking like back then, like, I don't need this. This is just a hobby. This is just something fun for me. But God knew why he had me start that business then. Oh my gosh, sorry. Because he knew our family was going to grow. He knew the course that we were going for. And it was almost like I needed to do what I needed to do then so that I could live the life that I have now. And what I need to do now is so that I have the life in 2-3 years from now that I see ourselves having. And so I have to do that work now, and I have to trust that what he has for me now, the things that he's calling me to do, I don't understand and I don't get, but I have to trust that he has that. And so I share that with you guys because it is super important to sit here and go, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what there's something about this that I feel like I should do. And I want you to lean into that. And I want you to trust that instinct, but not just trust the instinct to just go for it. I want you to trust the instinct to sign up and do this and make it work and show up and build a business. Because if you don't, you won't have what I had 6 years later or 5 years later with the opportunity to bless your family in that way, or bless somebody else, or use it for what God has you to use it for. We wouldn't be here, or it would have been completely different circumstances and a completely stressful situation. And we were able to navigate that situation without having to stress about it financially. And that to me is freedom. That is financial flexibility. That is being able to go where God calls you to go and do what he needs you to do and trust that he's going to provide that. So financially, it's completely been beneficial. We have a savings account for each kid. And now my vision, my goal, so I'll share this with you, is that each kid has college paid for. So on their 18th birthday, each kiddo gets a significant bank account that they can use to further their, like, we'll put a cap on it, like it's not just going to keep growing, but a specific amount so that they have some flexibility. They have some financial freedom. They can start off their adult life better than Matt and I did, in better financial circumstances, because life's going to be a lot different than for them than it was for us even. So that's my big vision now, is to be able to gift that to my kids and fun stuff along the way. So hopefully, that's something resonated with you, like something connected with you in the sense of like, you might not understand what God has for you right now with this business, but there's a story there that needs to unfold through the process. So if you have any questions, please comment below anything. But if something did resonate with you on that, and you are ready to say, you know what, I'm feeling that nudge, I'm feeling that pull, like there's a fire in my belly I can't get rid of, sign up. let's do this. Let's get you enrolled. If you've enrolled in the challenge pack before, you can enroll as a coach for $39.95 and then be reimbursed with that $39.95. If it's been a little bit since you've enrolled in the challenge pack, you can enroll the new one anyway. But if you don't need anything else, you could do the $39.95 and be reimbursed. You could do a new challenge pack and have the $39.95 fee waived. And there's different challenge packs that you can do. There's different ways to do this. So please, everything is very individualized and customized. So make sure you connect with the coach that invited you to this call or this recording and work with them to find out the best way to get your business started. And if you are like, I can't do a 106-hour challenge pack right now, but I need this in my life, you can start your business for $40. And you have the same 25% off discount. You have the same 25% commissions earned. You just have no new programs or products in your hand than what you already are familiar with. And then the goal would be for you to purchase your challenge pack within the first 30 days so that you can say, you know what, I didn't have the money, but I earned it this month with my business. And I've earned all my money back for starting my business. All $200 I've earned back already, if that's the course that you choose. But that's our goal for everyone who joins, is to earn their investment back. And if you do that, anything else above that is profit every month, every week. We get paid weekly. So you can start your business off by enrolling one of those ways. And then what to expect from your mentor. And again, this is going to vary team to team. So for pretty much our team, you enroll. You get a cool notification from Beachbody. They congratulate you. They walk you through. They give you some guidance. They give you some tasks to do to get your business up and running. But then you'll receive a welcome email from the coach that invited you, from the coach that is sponsoring you and mentoring you and helping you along building your business. And you will have access to online trainings. You'll have access to weekly calls. You'll have access to one-on-one trainings and questionnaires and emails, whatever way you decide is the best way to communicate with your coach, you will have access to that. And again, it's all customized and individualized because every one of us is in a different walk and our lives look a little bit different. So we often respect that. If you are enrolling with me specifically, or on my team, FHK, there are 3 emails in the very beginning to just walk you through step by step to get it all started and comfortable. And then we meet on the phone and we chat about questions that you have from those first 3 emails. I know it sounds like a lot, but they're very simple emails. It just takes you step by step. And then we kind of talk and go on next steps for, where are you at? Where do you want to go with this business? What do you see for yourself? What kind of hours are you willing to put in? What are you most nervous about? What's your, how do you want us to coach you and help you fit this into your current life? Because that's a big thing. We don't want this to become your life. We want your life to become your brand. What you share and what the kind of lifestyle that you are living is because of Beachbody. But we want people to see that you are happy and healthy and whole as a whole person. So you'll have a team group, team trainings, team weekly calls, one-on-one mentoring. Of course, you always have support on your fitness journey. You can always join your coaches' challenge groups and nutrition help and all of that stuff. So you will have training. You are not joined and then just left to figure it out on your own. But it does take you to show up. It does take you to meet us halfway. It does take me to send you the video or send you the checklist and for you to apply the checklist to your business. We, as your mentors, are not responsible for your failures and we're not responsible for your success. I will never say that coach is successful because of me, and I will never say that coach is a failure because of me, because we are adults. We own our own businesses with this company, with this business as a partnership with Beachbody, and it's up to us to take the action that we know to take or that we're willing to take to get out of our comfort zone and do something big. All right. So hopefully this was informative. Hopefully this was something you can take away and kind of feel empowered and ready to join our team and join this mission and this movement with us to take care of our health, put our health first, and change lives financially, spiritually, mentally, and physically in the meantime. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, send me a DM, or answer to the coach that invited you to the call. Thank you so much for listening. Have an awesome day, you guys.